All right. It is the Wolfer Power Hour. Everybody knows what time it is. You're here for the levels, man. You're here for the trades. You're here for the real actual insights, the actionable insights from somebody that actually does this, from somebody that actually gives you the real deal Holyfield. So if you are here from Twitter, scroll up, baby, hit that follow button, okay? Because if you've been watching this channel for long enough, you've been taking massive gains, okay? I'm going to show you the gains that we're taking overnight. Not technically overnight. We've been in this trade for a while, okay? But I'm going to show you the gains. We're up like 2,500 or no. Yeah, like 25, 26, 2,700 bucks, something like that. I don't know. We'll show it to you here in just a second. So long as Bit cooperates. But secondarily, if you've been following this channel, you're making money, right? We've got an 80% win rate on this channel. I'm a verified pro trader. I'm your host of the Wolfer Power Hour, Drew Wolfer, DW, D-Dubs, bringing you the levels, bringing you the gains, bringing you the trades, bringing you the technical analysis, the real deal Holyfield with zero bias on, oh, I'm going to smoke some hopium, crypto's going up. No, we're going to say, based on the technicals, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. I do altcoin analysis for you. If you got something you want me to look at, drop it in the comments section, man. Drop it in the comments section. Anybody that's here on Twitter, feel free to drop it in the comments section. I can see that as well. Anybody that's here from YouTube, make sure you like the video. Obviously, make sure you hit subscribe, baby. Boom! Bang on the notification bell. Comment your altcoins, any assets that you want me to look at, gold, silver, the poo butt coin. I don't care. Drop it in there, but make sure you drop it in there fast now, because once the requests start coming in, I would go, as per the order that they come in. And if I don't get to yours, I don't get to yours. This is what it is. I only got so much time. So shoot me, sue me. I don't know. Do something about it. What do you want to do, right? Nobody moves. Nobody gets hurt. Bam. Holster that thing. Let's get into the charts. All right. Super handy dandy transition. All right. So with that being said, drop something in the comments section for me. We got two and a half dozen people here. There's a bunch of people here from Twitter. There's a few people here from YouTube. Drop something in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Now we have about almost 3 dozen people here. Drop whatever altcoins you're looking at. Drop what you think is going to happen in the markets, right? And if you appreciate the analysis, man, just like the video. I don't ask anything of anybody other than to do that. So let me see. Okay, so let's pull up the charting patterns that we were talking about yesterday. This is my charting patterns document. If you want this document, just tell me. Just tell me. It's no big deal. I will give it to you for free. But a free 99. You don't have to pay me a dime. Not even a cent. Not a red penny, baby. You don't have to pay me anything for this. I've already created it. I don't care. It's not something I'm looking to profit off of. I'm already making money myself. I'm not going to charge you for it. In any case, come on. Cooperate. I need some cooperation. It's not letting me highlight it. We'll just zoom in on it. Can I just zoom in? What the heck is going on here? How do I zoom in? Alt? I don't know. In any case, does this look familiar? It's the bear pennant. The bear pennant. Does this look familiar? Okay, now let me go back to the chart. That's not the chart. Sorry. I'm just saying. Not saying, but I'm saying. I'm just saying, man. Just saying. Okay? So don't be out here looking like Donna Goodo. All right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
I could see barely. I could barely see the bear pennant. There's also a bear flag. Okay, this thing's breaking out. It's confirmed, man. And I'll show you the confirmation here in a second. This is the bear fliggity. This is called the bear fliggity, right? Look, in any case, let's go in on the pennant, right? Let's go in on the pennant. Bear pennant, right? We've basically nullified all of the potentially bullish charting patterns that we were talking about yesterday. If you were here yesterday, you knew that there was like a potential cup and handle, right? We're about to nullify that thing right now. There was an inverted head and shoulders. We nullified that, right? That's done. The falling wedge, we rejected off of the top of it. We could be potentially coming down here to about 74.6K. Drew, where's your profit target set at? 74K. That's wild, man. Wild concept. Wild concept. Tell them, Kanye.
You ain't got the answers, man.
You ain't got the answers. I do got the answers. The answers is in this video. Keep watching. Then we have also this descending triangle, which if you want to know what that is, also a bearish pattern that likely goes down. And if you look at this descending triangle, right, it did come after a downtrend. Shoop, and it's usually continuing the downtrend, right? And then if you measure the move on that, you're looking at about, I mean, you could go down here to about 66K, 66.5. And what does that line up with, ladies and gentlemen? Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
That lines up perfectly with the bottom of what is called on iTrust. You must hold the hand zone and show you. Give me a second. Why doesn't it say must hold? What is going on? What is going on? Kanye? Yes, there we go. We had to go to the 4-hour chart here. The must hold demand zone. The very bottom of that is $66,000. Okay, boom, easy, right? So there's a lot of bearish case to be said here, right? So let's just run through all of them, right? So we have the 4-hour bear pennant. Let's take everything off. All right, so we've got our descending triangle, right? Let's hide this. Let's hide this. Let's hide this. And this is our dumpity dump zone. The support at the bottom of this is $79,000. And the real support is going to be right here at about 77.5, 76.5, right? And that's where our previous swing low is right here, okay? Now, you've got support at 73.6, which is the previous all-time high, as you can see right back here. And then the bottom end of this demand zone is right here, right? That's it. And then it's over after that, right? Takes us all the way back to here, right? So that's what it comes down to. Now, if you measure 75% of the measured move of this descending triangle, right? And this is why I have this document. This is why I have my handy dandy document. If you want this document, tell me, and I'll upload it onto a site, onto my drewwolfer.com website, so you can download it and you can then, see these charting patterns in real time with me, just like I do. Now, this descending triangle, gosh, it's not letting me highlight it. Descending triangles right here, right? Upper, right there, right? Right? That's a descending triangle. That breaks down. The target on that, in my opinion, I never take it to the full measured move, right? So you measure from right here to the bottom, from the second touch point after it started, and then you measure to the bottom of wherever that trend channel is, right? Or wherever that support is, the bottom of the descending triangle. And then you measure it and you just drag it to where the break point would be. So what I do is I always take 75% of whatever that measured move is. So this is 21% measured move. I would say 15.5%, 16%. So there's 15.5% right here at 66,145 to 16% is 65.6. So somewhere in the 65.7 to 66,100 range is where I would say this measured move could go. Now, not only do we have that, we also have the bear pennant. And if you measure 75% of the measured move on that, it takes you down to about $71,000. Obviously, you've got the previous all-time high to get through, which is 73.6. You could be going there, okay? Now, if you look at the bull flag, right, which is a bull flag or bear flag from the 1 hour or the 4 hour and the 1 day chart, right? The full measured move on that is going to be around $71,000. So there's a lot of bearish case scenarios happening here, and we're going to go and try and find bullish case scenarios too, right? But in any case, this is your bearish scenario right here, and it has a confirmed breakout. What do you mean by confirmed breakout, Drew? Well, I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Let's make this bear flag just a little bit better. Boom, there's your bear flag. Okay, so a confirmed breakout, and this is on the 4 hour chart. This is a pretty powerful chart to have a confirmation on. Here's your breakdown candle, right? The one that actually confirmed a close outside of the trend line, right? The 3 touch points and subsequent breakdown, right? Then you closed another subsequent candle after that, lower than the close of the breakdown candle. This is your confirmation candle, right? Without going back and closing another candle similar to like this one, a green one, whatever, back above the breakdown point, right? So that's important. If you would have come here and then just immediately got sucked back into the zone, you would have absolutely had to reset that and go for another confirmation candle after that. So a confirmation candle comes after the breakout candle or the breakdown candle in this sense, right? So we do have that confirmed breakdown, right? We also have that on the bear pennant, okay? Same candle, boom, and confirmation candle, bam. Breakdown candle, confirmation candle, boom. We have the confirmed breakdown. Now, have we come back and retested the top of this? No. That is why I also took partial profits. I'm already in $1,000 realized gain on this, right? So guess what happens? If we start coming back up here, I'm going to re-enter my short position there, right? That's that. That's it. And then once we get up here above like about 85, 271, 280, that's where I want to stop out of my position, right? In profit. So that's it. That's that. That's the short, right? Right there. So you can re-enter on either the break of that bear pennant or on the bull flag, right? And they're both around the same level, which is about $83,500. I don't know if we're going to get back up there. We need to get down into the weeds, into the smaller charts to see that. But in any case, you see the three bearish case scenarios: the descending triangle, the bull or the bear flag on the 1 day and 4 hour chart, and then the bear pennant on the 1 hour and 4 hour and even 1 day chart, right? And what do I mean by on the 1 day chart? I mean this. I mean that this is visible on the 1 day chart, right? Look at that. And you need a second confirmation candle. It is not confirmed on the 1 day chart yet. It is also not confirmed for the bear pennant on the 1 day chart yet. And then you can also see, guess what? The massive descending triangle that has yet to be confirmed. Once you come down here and you confirm outside of this, I mean, it's gateway to $66,000, right? Now let's do the bullish case scenarios and let's see if there's anything that we can pick out, right? So let's go back to the hourly chart, check everything out. Okay. Oops. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, boom. So here we go. We've got the 1 hour cup and handle. Has this broken down yet? Technically, no. We could make a case that this has not yet broken down, right? Let's say this is the handle. Now let's delete this. Let's copy this. So this is not broken down, but it did get a this is the bad news, right? It did get a confirmation candle here and then got sucked right back down into it, right? So, and now we're retesting the bottom of it, which is again why I took profits down here at $81,000. That's why I have this realized gain right here. I took off, I had a 0.1 Bitcoin short on this. I was about a $70,000 position. And I took off 0.35, so 1/3 profit at the 80, right here at 81.3 or so, somewhere in that realm. So technically the cup and handle is still in play. Now, what about this inverted head and shoulders? Absolutely not. This thing has been taken out, right? So this thing has gotten rejection after rejection after rejection, and we are just trending downwards, right? So this inverted head and shoulder is dead. Okay, now what's going on here? Oh yeah, this needs to go into the cup and handle. That's my bad. Cup and handle, but here's the target on the cup and handle, right? Let's go ahead and do the target on the cup and handle. It's massive too, by the way. Let me move this to where the breakout point would be. If this broke out, say this broke out in the next few hours, it would break out about right there. What's 75% of the measured move on this? 75%, boom. Measured up to here. It's 10%, so 7.5%. So it's about 89.2, 89.3, somewhere in that realm. Call it right here, right? That's the target on the measured move, right? For the cup and handle. Now, we do have the falling wedge as well, right? So what happens on the falling wedge? Well, if we come back down here and then we bounce. This is my bullish case scenario for Bitcoin and crypto as a whole, right? So what you want to see is, first and foremost, you measure from the bottom of this handle, right, to where the first and second touch point is, right? Boom, you measure it, say, I don't know, right about there, right? Boom, and then you drag it to wherever the breakout point is. You measure 75% of that measured move. Call it, I would say we're not going to break out until probably over here, right? So I'm actually going to move that, but it will get us out of the dumpity dumps, is my opinion. So yeah, that's your target on it, about $86,800. Call it. It would get you to the top of the dumpity dump zone, right? Boom, there you go. And that's that on the falling wedge. Okay. Now, if you broke out earlier, like say we broke out over here, obviously your breakout is going to be more around like $91,000. You probably take out this swing high, barely. Like Donna Goodo said, right?
Barely.
Take it out barely, but that's what it is. And this is the target on that, falling wedge. So we still got to see what's going to happen. But my guess is, from micro perspective, we're in a downtrend, right? So we have now broken market structure, right? And we're heading down towards this low, right? Once we hit this swing low, we've definitely broken market structure. What do I mean by that? Well, let me get all this stuff off the screen. We'll show you. What's this trend line? What does this trend line go to? Where's the trend? Where's that trend line? We'll delete it in any case. We also have the local FRVP that I want to show you really quick. And we're about to hit the value area low of that, right? So this is your local FRVP, right? Let me get all these demand zones off of here. And it is measured from here to from where we started dumping all the way down to here, right? Whenever we took out this swing low. Okay, so this is where we took the swing low out, boom, all the way over to, here, bam, this is your FRVP, right? So we're about to smack into the value area low of that. If we take out that value area low, we're taking out this swing, right? So let me get that off the screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Micro perspective, okay? Swing high. Higher swing low than this swing low, right? Lower swing high, guess what? Lower swing low. Now you've got lower swing high. Are we going to come down here and set a lower swing low in the 74K range? We could. Now, that's macro, right? So macro downtrend, that's confirmed, right? Obviously, we can see that. It's very clear to see, okay? I don't think anybody's going to argue that, okay? I don't think anybody's going to argue this, right? That is the falling wedge, right? Where's that? I don't think anybody's going to argue that, but that can break out, okay? Now, secondarily, from a micro perspective, okay? Swing high. Swing low, swing high, higher swing low, higher swing high, right? Then we got higher swing low, right? Lower swing high, lower swing low. We come up here, we get a lower swing high, you get another lower swing low, takes out this swing low, not only this one, we'll probably take out this one at about $80,000. Then again, potential lower swing high, you take out these swing lows, you hit about $74,000. You hit the bottom end of what is called the falling wedge, and bing, bang, boom, blast off, baby. 74K, boom, blast off. We break that, bam, out of here, out of there, right? So those are the bullish case scenarios, right? We still have one bullish case scenario, right? Which I think is probably going to get invalidated relatively soon. As you can see, the 50, where's my 50 moving average? It's probably up top. Yeah. So the 50 is about to curl down below the 200, and it just crossed below the 100. This is on the 1 hour chart too. This is pretty substantial, right? So if the 50 goes below this 200, that is a death cross. That is basically showing you a bearish formation, the 50, and then the 100 moving average is curling down on the 1 hour chart as well. I was talking about this yesterday. Because I obviously entered my positions here at about $84,200. Yeah, 84.2 is my short. And I was like, hey, here's why I'm entering here, right? Because I'm seeing these moving averages start to curl, right? Start to fall off and curl, right? And same thing with the 200. The 200 is still heading down, right? And we've lost it twice. Now this is the third time we've lost it. My guess is we're probably going to come up here to 87 or 82.7, rejection, right? Lower high. You could even come all the way up here to 83.7. That's where I would re-enter on my descending, or not my descending wedge, my bear pennant. Boom, that intersects the 100 moving average, rejection, fall, right? Because this is what's called the break and retest, right? We broke this, okay? We broke this. Here's your confirmation candle right here. You kind of retested it on this candle, but then you dumped. You haven't really retested it very well, right? Was this your only chance to get in? Maybe. I don't know. Because now you're bear flagging yet again, right? Let's look at the small bear flag, okay? That'll get you down to where you take out this swing low, essentially. It'll get you to about $80,000, this bear flag, okay? So that's not necessarily the best news. And honestly, I mean, this bear flag could be even bigger, to be honest with you. Like, this is kind of the bear flag in and of itself. But if you want to be really technical about it, technically this was kind of its own bear flag, right? Boom, boom. And then it broke, right? And then if you copied this, I bet you it takes you right where we're at. 70% of the measured move, 75%. Boom. 75% of the measured move took you right to the bottom of this, right? That's all I'm saying, man. Charting patterns matter. Charting patterns matter. They really do. A lot of people say that they don't. I promise you they do. These bear flags play out a lot, man. These bear flags play out a lot. And then if you're looking at, you know, what like bullish we've got, cup and handle, right? That plays out to the upside. And then you've got your descending triangle or your falling wedge. My bad. Where's that? Where's that? Look at the baby. Look at the baby. Give it to me. Boom. Falling wedge. Bam. That usually plays out. Now, here's what I think is likely to happen, right? Let's go 1 hour bear flag. Micro. Bear. Okay. Here's what I think is likely to happen. We come down here. We take out the swing low, right? This bear pennant plays out, brings us down to about $70,000, right? I think this is how it's going to play out. We come down here, we take out this swing low, we set another lower high, probably come up, test the bottom of this bear flag, reject, and then we get the full movement on that, right? Then what happens? Well, the bull flag plays out 71, 70K, right? And my guess is, you know, we could see it happening all the way down to about 66K. Here's my bias. I think what's going to actually happen is we're going to hit the bottom end of this falling wedge at about 74.6. And then we're going to bounce. We're going to take this falling wedge out. We're going to regain the $87,000 range. And then we're going to start moving up, right? And that's where altcoins are not going to look like this anymore. They're going to look the exact opposite of this. And it's going to be green, right? And that's where at this 74 or so K level, depending, like, obviously, like, chart this and write it down, right? Like, write it down wherever, you know, you need to enter is where you need to enter. But when we come down to the bottom end of this, I mean, that's long city. Because this is like the easiest long in the world, right? And what do I mean by the easiest long in the world? I mean, look at this. Like, say you long here, right? When do you know that you're wrong? Okay. If you long here, when do you know that you're wrong? If you long right here, well, you know, you're wrong as soon as you move outside of this wedge and you turn this into a pivot point, right? That's it. That's when you know that you're wrong. Okay. So that's kind of my point. I mean, you can even move this a little bit further if you want to and make it a little bit, you know, safer, in my opinion. But, you know, 74, 73.6 is probably your range to start longing. So my point is this. Let's see. Let's see if we move this bad boy up. I like that better. I think that's a better wedge, in my opinion. Yeah, falling wedge. So, yeah, I mean, probably 75 grand. What's this at? About, yeah, 75 grand. So when do you know that you're wrong on this? Well, whenever it comes under here, right? If you are like, oh, okay, bing, bong, it comes down here and then you enter long. Well, guess what? If it comes under here, you know you're wrong and you need to continue that short because this is what's going to play out now, right? All the way down to potentially 66K. But if it doesn't, right? Then you're taking that long, massive, massive gains, okay? So let me get that off of there. So you can set your stop pretty friggin' tight on this, man. And I mean, you got a 6x risk to reward on this. And I mean, you can set your stop really tight. You know, I mean, you could have a 10x risk to reward on this bad boy, depending on how tightly you set your stop. Because as soon as you get under this line right here becomes a pivot point, right? Once you get under it, it becomes resistance now. And then you can continue just bam, 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 riding it down until it finally breaks, obviously, hopefully to the upside, right? And then secondarily, this will also become a resistance and pivot point if you extend it out, right? So then you'll run into that, right? Say you get under this, right? Boom, 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 right? But you would want to regain this and start pumping. So that's my point. Like, in order for us to start pumping, that's what needs to happen. So in my opinion, there's not necessarily a trade right here. I mean, if you were paying attention to my live yesterday, you knew what the trade was. Like, you knew what the trade was. I gave you the trade. You enter right here, right? At the top end of the trend channel, boom, you start targeting the lower end of this wedge pattern, which is about 74K. Boom. Look at this risk to reward. Actually, I set my stop loss at like 280 something. We'll just call it that. Look at this risk to reward. 8.7x risk to reward on that. Like, this is not, yeah. Just a really good risk to reward is my point. So does anybody have any altcoins now that you kind of understand the levels on Bitcoin right now? Does anybody have any altcoins that they want me to look at? I mean, and if you are here late and you showed up late, dude, I really highly suggest like rewinding this and going through this entire video. Because, dude, we just broke this down from a micro, from a macro to a fundamental level. And guess what you got coming up? Today and tomorrow is the FOMC meeting, okay? And if the FOMC decides that they're not going to cut rates, Bitcoin's probably going to continue downwards, right? Retail sales were lackluster yesterday. Basically, well, they weren't lackluster, but they didn't like overly kill it, right? And that's why you see gold pumping, right? That's why you see gold pumping to new all-time highs today. Okay. So the economic outlook of this is very uncertain. Okay. But one thing I can say is that you broke your trend line. Okay. Why isn't this giving me that? Okay. One thing I can say is that you broke this trend line, right? And you can argue that this trend line was a wedge itself. And that is a confirmed break, right? You could argue that that was a wedge itself, and now that that is broken, that becomes resistance, right? So just understand what's going on in the markets right now. And, you know, I mean, you still have another entry position potentially up here at about 83.5-ish, somewhere like that. But I think there's further downside from here. And I will honestly probably be adding to my position, especially now that I'm in profit, guaranteed profit, no matter what, $1,000. I will probably add to my position. I don't think I'll lose anything if I come up here. Yeah, I lose $700 if I get stopped out, but I'm already in $1,000 profit. So like $400 is what I would actually lose on this trade. It's like 2%, something like that, 3%. I don't care. And I make an extra $6,600 if we do go down to $74,000, like I think we're going to, or you know, $75,000, right? Let's see what it would be if we went to 75. Yeah, it still makes it an extra $6,000, right? And then, you know, God forbid I get to add to my position here, right? Then I'm going to make even more money because I'm going to buy back that 0.35 Bitcoin that I already took $1,000 profit on, right? I'm going to buy that back right here and, you know, probably set my stop loss a little bit tighter. But honestly, I don't think that it's going to matter. I think we're going to probably get a rejection here, or we'll get a rejection at the 200. Let's look at the oscillators, see if the oscillators is oscillating, right? Okay, so you've got higher lows right here, okay? So let's see if there's a bullish divergence here, right? You've got higher lows. Are you setting lower highs? Where's the higher lows? Yeah. I mean, technically there's a bullish divergence right there. So yeah, you could get a nice little pump here. Yeah, I mean, there's a bullish divergence. That is definitely a bullish divergence. On market cipher B, guess what you got? You got a green dot too, double green dot, right? But money flow has not like turned yet. That is a key. This is what is called a trigger wave right here. Whenever this happens and it goes down, like look what happened, right? Here's your trigger wave, boom, right? So unless we get a trigger wave to the upside, right? And I'll show you what I mean. Get all this stuff off my screen. Unless we get a like VWAP's going to have to come back down here, and then this wave has to come up, right? And then VWAP crosses at the same time. That is what's called a trigger wave, right? And if you can get that trigger wave, right, to go up at the same time, this little yellow thing right here, which is VWAP, and then this wave right here, which is momentum, if you can get them to go up at the same time, that's what's called a trigger wave. And then you can see, boom, like a big pump. But unfortunately, that is not what we're seeing on market cipher B right now, right? Let me see if there's another example of that. Yeah, like right here. Okay. Yeah, not a very good example, right? But you did see, you know, a little pump. It was a few percent, nothing crazy. And that kind of shows me that there's more bearish momentum than there is bullish momentum, and there's more bearish selling and pressure than there is bullish, right? Now, you are getting a crossover on the RSI right now on the 1 hour chart. That's good. But here's the other thing. You're consistently setting lower highs on the RSI, right? So you're probably going to come up here, get a rejection, boom, right? Or come up here, get a rejection, boom, drop down, right? Then you've got stochastics, which are also bottoming out. You know, there was a bearish or a bullish divergence on the stochastics, as you can see right here. You've got lower. Nope. You've got higher highs here and lower highs here. Yeah, there's a small little bullish divergence that I think will probably take us up to here. That's just my guess. I have a pretty good gauge on these things. I could be right. Obviously, I can be wrong plenty of times too. But I feel like right here is where we're going. Right here into the 83.5 range, boom, drop back down. Let's see what the 4 hours looking like. Yeah, I mean 83.5, 83.7 right at the 200 or the 100 moving average, and then boom, rejection, right? You've got a bearish formation on your moving averages right here. As you can see, right? 200s right there, 100s right there, 50s right there. If the 20 and 21 and the 9 come back under it, that's the full bearish formation. So, yeah, I mean, I could see a rejection here right there. Secondarily, that is in RSI kind of trending upwards, setting higher lows. But in the same time frame, it's setting higher lows on price. So there's no like bullish divergence there. Technically, is there a bullish divergence right here? Yes. But how likely is that bullish divergence to take you back up here to 90K? Not likely at all. It's not a big enough bullish divergence. Probably take you up here to about 84, maybe 84, 83.7, something like that. Where's 83.5, 83.7? Yeah, probably take you up, not even there, right? I think it'll probably take you up here to about 83.5, 83.7, which is right where the 21 moving average is, SMA. So, yeah, and the stochastics are starting to reach oversold, but they haven't quite got there yet. So, and again, you can see, like stochastics, when they reach oversold, they can pump up just a little bit and come right back down into it, right? And look what happens. So stochastic reached oversold here. It literally went sideways and then just boom. Just dumped right back down, right? So just be leery of stochastics. Don't use those as like your full analysis, right? And then what's happening on, market cipher B? Well, I mean, you see it, you've got a red dot, VWAP crossed to the downside. Your momentum wave hasn't curled yet. Your money flow has not curled back up yet. So, I mean, there's still further downside, in my opinion, from here. Right? On the 4 hour, right? So let's see what's happening. The one good thing that you see here is right here. So the best thing that you can see is it come down and set a higher low on this start to curl back up. And where's that going to happen? Probably down here, right? It's probably going to come down, boom, to about the 67, 64 range. Bam, start to curl back up. That's, you know, I think there's downside from here, but I think that there's also upside after that downside comes, right? There's a point to where this ends and we start to curl and trend upwards. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, I mean, you just can't keep this 200. You tried, right? Okay, so this is bad news. This is really bad news, okay? So when you come under the 200 moving average, you reject, you finally gain it back. Boom, you reject again, right? Ah, dang it. Let me zoom in. Okay, so as you can see, you come to the 200, you use it as support, and then bam, you lose it. Now it's becoming a resistance. And as you can see, we cannot keep it, right? So what's the next likely scenario? Well, probably coming down here to this previous all-time high at about 73.5, and that completes your rounded top, right? If you come all the way down here, that completes your rounded top. Now, the only thing that you need to take into account and consideration at that point is an inverse cup and handle, right? An upside down cup and handle pattern, which would be absolutely horrible for the markets. As you can see right here, inverted cup and handle, boom, breakdown, right? And this thing would take us down to like 35K. Like that's, you do not want to see this happen because this would be your cup and handle. $50K. That would take you to $50K if you broke here at 80. Now, if you broke at, say, 72, right, you couldn't regain that level. It's taking you down to like 43K. I mean, that's crazy to think of, right? Bull run's over at that point. Do I think that's what's going to happen? No, not necessarily. I do believe that we are going to pump up. You've got an inverted head and shoulders on the momentum here, right? Boom. So let's see if that plays out, right? Let's see if that plays out. You do have a red dot. You do have money flow that is absolutely getting bigger. It is not curling. You've got VWAP. It's just crossed over into the downside. You have not been able to regain positive momentum, right? Which positive momentum are these waves up here, right? Now, we'll see what happens on the daily chart, but as it sits right now, the daily chart has downside. That's just that. You're rejecting off the 200. The 21 is about to curl under the 200. The 9 has already gone under the 200. The 50 is headed down. The 100 is curling down while the 200 is still going up. That's going to be your bearish formation, right? That you do not want to see that. I promise you do not want to see that. Let's get down into the weeds. I want to go to the hourly chart really quick, check to see what everything's happening just really quickly. And then we're going to get into the weeds. We're going to go to the 1 minute chart and see if there's any good news down there. Okay. Everything looks fine on the hour chart. It's still doing exactly what we said it was going to do, which is micro bull bear flag. Boom. You've still got the same targets for your longs and shorts, right? Here's your long and short position. Why is that? Well, because you've got your falling wedge, right? You reject up here. Boom. You enter your short. I entered my short at 84.2. What was it? 84.2? Yeah, 84.215. Already locked in $1,000 profit. $1,500 unrealized gains. I'm trying to take it all the way down here to about 74, 75K. And then I'm going to start entering longs. And I've got big bags on the sidelines ready for spot positions. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm buying spot down there. I'm buying, I'll probably take like a $10,000 Bitcoin long. Boom. It's going to be nuts, right? It's going to be nuts. And what I mean by $10,000 Bitcoin long, I mean $100,000 Bitcoin long. I'm going to put 10 grand on it, but I'm going to put that bad boy at 10x leverage. I might take a couple of grand and make a $20,000 ETH long too, right? I don't know. We'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, that's it. Now, let me get this stuff off of the screen and let's see what we can figure out on the 1 minute chart. What the heck's going on down there? Okay, so you've got your oh, we might have a cup in handy here. Right? That's pretty good news. So you get a breakout here. I mean, that could take you to 82.6, right? 826. It's not a big move, but I mean, it's better than nothing. You're starting to catch a little rounded bottom here where you're making higher highs and higher lows, right? But this high is a swing failure pattern, unfortunately. So I'm seeing downside. Let's see what the oscillators are telling us. Yep, just left overbought. Boom, trending down substantially. You've got your Stokes. They're starting to, but again, remember, Stokes can stay down here for a long time. Look at that, right? It happens all the freaking time. And that's what happened essentially through here, right? Just kept the Stoke to stay down there, right? Stayed down there here too, right? As you can see. So just watch out for those things. So there is like a kind of like a little cup and handy that could be forming on the 1 minute chart. As it sits right now, bearish market structure, right? Bearish market structure until we break that. It doesn't matter. You've got your low or your high, your low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now you've got a higher high, right? Higher low, higher high, barely like Donna Goodo, higher low, right? Like just straight Donna Goodo, higher low. Barely. And then you've got, come on, man. So lower high, right? All the line to the left. Lower high. E15 is a lower low. That's it. That's all you got to do to take it out. $300 away from it. You're testing the 50 and the 100 moving average right now. You get below this, the 50 is going to start curling down. You're probably going to take out the 200 moving average again. You really need to see a bounce from here. I don't think this cup and handle is going to play out. It's already taking out like all of like over 3/4 of the cup and handle, right? So here's your lower high, right? And I'm going to show you what a swing failure pattern is. Let's get all this stuff up. Okay, so here's the swing failure pattern, right? Let me put my magnet tool on. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the highest candle close, right? Right here, okay? And obviously this is the highest candle right here, which is this wick. So you could not get a candle close above this wick. That is a swing failure pattern. Because why? This is your swing high right there. You have to get one of these candles to close above that swing high for this to not be a swing failure pattern. So let's see if Lux Algo picked that up. I'm pretty sure I have Lux Algo's swing failure pattern indicator on here. It didn't even pick it up, man. It didn't even pick it up. That's crazy. What are you doing, Lux Algo? You're picking up this swing failure pattern, but you're not picking up the other one. You're not picking up the larger time frame ones, right? I think this only picks up like the small time frame ones. But you know, in any case, what would that have done? Not much. But this is 100% a swing failure pattern. That's why you're seeing this rejection and this move down. And that cup and handle is now nullified. So no cup and handle. This is a bearish market structure as it sits right now. And I think further downside is here. I think you know, on the 1 minute chart, I mean, at the end of the day, if we were to bounce right here, right? No, there's nothing. I was going to say there's maybe a bullish divvy, but there's not. There's not. Yeah, I mean, this is just bearish market structure right now. I think we got further downside to come. That's that. So there you go. You know the trades, you know the levels, you know what I'm doing. Obviously, I'll show it again if you want. You know, I don't care. We're shorting from $84,200, just like I showed you yesterday. We've locked in about $1,000 in profit. We got about 16 hundo in unrealized gains. We're trying to take it down to 74K. If we hit 74K, I might leave some on the table to let it run down to, if we get the potential to go down to 71K or even 66K. This is where I'm going to start buying, right? I'm going to take a big long. I'm going to take some altcoin longs on spot bags, and I will stop out above 85 to 81, right? And why am I stopping out above 85 to 81, right? How sway? Why sway? Oh, let me get this Lux out. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Lux Algo did pick up this swing. No, they picked up this swing failure pattern, as you can see right here. Boom, they picked that up. So that's I was explaining that swing failure pattern yesterday, actually. So good to know. I don't rely on indicators to tell me if it's a swing failure pattern. I will figure it out for myself. Why am I stopping out at 85 to 80 whatever? Because that's right above this, the top end of this. The high of this was 85 318 or something like that. and the high of this was like 85, I believe 270, something like that. 85. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, here's my point. On the BitGet chart, you gotta like, what is going on? Why don't I have price action on this chart? I am at a loss for words. I am very confused. Why do I not have price action? This thing might kick me off now because I'm not on a VPN. There we go. Okay, here we go. We got lucky. Okay, so here is the high. As you can see, the high on this is 85,270. My stop loss is just above it, right? As you can see. Boom. And that is this right here. So on futures, it's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different. Like, it's not going to have the same price as spot. This is spot, okay? So just understand that. That's why my stop loss is there. Let's see what we got in the comments section. Not much. 71 people, 6 dozen people here, and we have 4 comments. Let's get these comments rolling, baby. Let's get these comments rolling. Let's make that money. Mad Money Crypto's here. He says, what do I feel about the Ondo chart? We did Ondo the other day, actually. We have a fresh chart on this for you, my man, or woman, or non-binary person. I don't know who you are. You know, we are the most woke channel. Yeah, I mean, you've not gotten the trade that I had set up yet. I think that Ondo is solid. It is in a falling wedge. If Bitcoin tanks here, one thing I can assure you is that it will break down out of this falling wedge. Okay. Ondo long-term, in my opinion, is a good, investment because it is very institutionally backed. Okay. So does it have the likelihood of going down like other cryptos do? No, I don't think so. I think Ondo has upside potential more than most others because of the institutional backing of it. So we got, okay. So do we have a bullish divvy? We've got higher highs or higher lows. Yo. Unfortunately, no bullish divvy. It's like same lows. If you come down here and take out this low at about 80 cents, if you get to about 80.3 cents and you keep this RSI above the 31, then you've got a bullish divergence, and that's going to be looking at upside. My bias is this is your trade. Now we have to move this because our trade is trailing down this falling wedge pattern, right? So let's go to the 4-hour chart because you can see a lot better on the 4-hour chart. I mean, this is a massive falling wedge. Right? I mean, look at this thing. And there you are, falling wedge, right? Falling wedge right here, literally, boom. Okay, so pretty decent falling wedge, right? Also could be a bull pennant, right? But it's massive and it's taking out the staff. In any case, there's 2 trades here, in my opinion, if you're not shorting, okay? Because everything is a short right now when Bitcoin is falling, okay? In my opinion. Let's zoom in, show you the trades. So your first trade is longing at the bottom end of this falling wedge, right? And then setting your stop loss outside of the previous lows, right? Just to be safe. And then if you come below, right, this, and you start to, get under the bottom end of this wedge right here, right? Then you're shorting, right? You want to short that, okay? And then you want to be targeting these previous areas of support, which is about 50 cents, okay? Now, there's a second trade. If you get a pump up, right, and you get outside of this wedge, you enter on the back test of that, right? So what do I mean by that? So you come down here, boom, and you back test this, boom, that's where you want to enter, right? You leave your stop loss pretty friggin' tight, bam, up here, and you've got a massive risk to reward on that because not only are you targeting, you're targeting the 0.5 or the 0.65, which would give you a ridiculous risk to reward, right? And that all that's going to do, or you can just target these previous highs, right? take out those previous highs, you get the 0.382. You've got an 8x risk to reward ratio on this. That's Ondo in a nutshell. Good morning, Drew. Do you have time to check on Band? I've never heard of Band. I do have time, and I will do it. We have 9 minutes left. Band, is this crypto or is this regular stocks? I assume you're talking crypto. Binance, Band, Tether, USD, potentially. Mac Barbie, let me know if it is banned in the NASDAQ markets or if it is in crypto, where we will go with crypto first. And if anything changes, just let me know. Crypto, you got it. Boom. Bam. Yeah, I mean, this thing's in a falling wedge too, probably. I mean, let's be real. Everything's in a falling wedge right now. I mean, there's a wedge right there. Let me get you another one. There's a little bit more. This is probably the better wedge, in my opinion. You know, but in any case, they intersect at the same exact point. I've never even heard of this coin. I mean, this is where you would enter, right? If you're entering longs, this is where you would enter. You enter at the bottom end of this wedge. At the lows, set your stop loss pretty tight. You get outside of it, you're targeting the 0.236 at first. If not, you're targeting these previous swing highs, right? And then the 0.382. So, I mean, this is a, 5x risk to reward on this. I would say that. But then secondarily, you know, again, if Bitcoin dumps, then you're shorting, right? And you want to put your short right here. Boom. Let's see what the previous supports are. There basically are none. I mean, this is the lowest this thing's ever been on Binance. It's the lowest it's ever been on Binance. Right there is the lowest it's ever been. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, those are your two positions. And honestly, when you're shorting into no man's land here. I would just go for a 2x risk to reward on this, 27.9 cents, right? And if you get outside of this, if you want to be really safe about it, you wait until you get outside of the wedge, whichever one you're charting, right? And then you long it, right? And then you set your stop loss just outside of the lows. You target the 0.382 or the 0.236, right? And it gives you a 1.5x risk to reward or a 3x risk to reward right there. That's what's that called? Band in a nutshell as well. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you for showing up, dude. Adrian Kent's here. Much love, my man. We got Sharon. She says she wants to see gold, but I always look forward to your videos. Yeah. So you probably know, better than probably anybody. I saw your comment on one of my previous streams about being interested in my gold course when it comes out. I am a verified pro trader inside of verified investing. I am the gold guy. I have an 81% win rate inside of that. So we did just get stopped out of this position that we were talking about the other day for a 0.5% loss. Massive loss, I know, right? Especially when our previous 4 trades brought us in 4.5%. Even with that loss taken into account, we had made about like 5% total in our past 4 trades. And, that actually the math kind of makes sense. We had 4 wins in a row. This is what happened in the gold group, man. This is crazy. So we had 10 wins in a row, 10 straight wins for like, oh dude, a ridiculous amount of gains. It was crazy. We had a ridiculous run. It was awesome. And then we had 1 loss for 0.3%. It was like nothing. Like we barely lost anything. Then these past 2 weeks, we had a 4 for 4 winning trades in a row, with our last trade that we just took being a 3% winner, right? Massive winner. And then the other 3 trades were averaged of about 0.5 to 0.7% a piece. We had about 5% win total across all of it, right? Then we shorted right here on gold at $29.95, right? And then we set our stop loss at $3,011 when we got stopped out last night. And that's fine. We understood that if we get above this trend channel, We do not want to be in that short anymore, right? Because this trend channel is now going to act as support, right? So now I've given out new trades on gold today. And I'll give you the just really quick synopsis breakdown of it. Basically, if we come back down here to the $3,000 level right here, you pick a side, right? So there's two scenarios. One, if we come back down here and then it bounces, right, off of some of these moving averages, boom, you enter long, as you can see right here, and you target those highs, right? Which gives you, I'm pretty sure it's like a 5x risk to reward. Yeah, 5x risk to reward. Even if you set your stop loss just outside of here, I mean, you can set your stop loss super loose if you want to outside of these, and you still have a 1.5x risk to reward. I would not suggest setting your stop loss that loose. My bias is that we're going to come down here, lose this 0.236, get back into the trend channel, and that's where you enter a short right here. Target the 0.5 and this 25.56 or 29.56 to 29.59 level. Boom. That's it. That's gold in a nutshell. Let's see what silver's doing. Just to give people a bias, give people my bias. I own physical gold and silver, so I want to see gold and silver do well. I own a company inside of cryptocurrency, so I want to see crypto do well, but that doesn't mean that I don't take short opportunities. As you can see, I've made lots and lots of money off of short opportunities on my channel, which also hedges against my long positions that I own. Right. So yeah, in any case, let's check out silver really quick. I mean, silver's just still in this upward parallel, man. Like this thing's just going to keep, I mean, it's got upside to about 37 bucks, right? It's right in the middle. It got a rejection here in the middle last time. This is on the 4-hour chart. So let's just check it out. We've gotten 2 rejections at the midline, right? Just lately. And this is the 3rd time we're hitting the midline. So as you can see, here's the midline, boom, rejection, down to the bottom. Here's midline, boom, rejection, not quite to the bottom, right? Now we've gotten above the midline. Are we going to reclaim it and head to $37? Man, I hope so. That would be really good for me. What's the RSI telling us? I mean, RSI, I guarantee you there's a bearish divergence here. Not really. I mean, it's not a huge bearish divergence, but, in any case, it is a bearish divergence. As you can see, if we zoom in, you can see it a little bit better. Bearish divergence. I think gold and silver are both due for a pullback before a massive leg up. That's just my opinion. So I would say no trade here. If there's any trade, you're trading for a pullback to about the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is about $32.30. Boom, skyrocketed up to about 37. That's gold and silver in a nutshell for everybody. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin today, and we'll see what happens with my trade today. As you can see, it is in profit. It'll probably stay in profit for a while. I'll let you know tomorrow how all this stuff plays out. And let's see what's happening on. Did we reclaim everything? I feel like we reclaimed all those moving averages on the 1-minute chart if we're at 81.8. Yep, we did. Yep, we did. Dipped below it, fake out, boom, right? But, again, nullified the cup and handle, came down. Did we take out the low? We did. We took out the low barely. Look at that. Look at that. That's the margins, man. That is the margin. Look at this. That is the margin. You took out your previous lows. Did we take out the other lows? Low here is 81.506. 81.502. We did not take out the previous lows that were there, but I mean, this thing could be double topping, man. Boom, double top, like pretty self-explanatory. What happens to double tops? Price goes down, right? If you set a lower high here, boom, you're going to a lower low. Let's see what the RSI is telling us. RSI didn't even get to overbought. Stochastic's already starting to roll over. Yeah, it's downside from here. All right, I will see you tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Hopefully that's helpful, right? And I will see you in the video tomorrow. Everybody have a good day, and make sure you show up tomorrow. Peace.